for game number 1 of our semi-finals. Spawning in the top left position as the red Zerg player, the creepy crawly slimy Zerg, it is Mouse Sports' VortiX. And his opponent in the bottom left position, the pink Protoss player. From my insanity, it is Stardust. And we've had a good day here. We've had a good day of StarCraft 2 action so far at the Vasacast Invitational. But I'm wondering if we're going to have any Altuzim Stronghold games in our semis that go anywhere near as far as that TBT that we just saw played out here. And I have to say, I would be pretty impressed if we had such an epic game come up. And the delay's driving me crazy. For those of you who are watching from the VODs, you managed to hit in the chat 500, almost 500 KPM. And if that doesn't matter to you, I'm sorry. But today's been a good day. We have a hatchery first from VortiX. This map, guys, let's not waste our time with subtleties. This map is freaking huge, and any type of early aggression can only really come from the Protoss player because of warping. But Nexus first is the choice for Stardust, so I don't think either of these players are obviously going to do anything off of anything super crazy. But looking at the matchup overall, because Altuzim Stronghold is a big map, Stardust is one of those players that's not afraid to bring early aggression. I wouldn't be surprised if Stardust tried to do some sort of 2-base play. It's a great 2-base map because your natural expansion is pretty much 100% guaranteed. There's nothing that VortiX can do to deny it, and because of that, he takes a fast 3rd base himself. I wonder what he does here. It's actually double hatch for a pool. Super mega double greed, as this probe will actually find him. And he has a gateway, so Nexus into gateway, the ultimate. Just in case some of you guys don't know, or maybe you don't watch a lot of PvZ, there's literally not a greedier build that's an actual build order for PvZ that's greedier than Nexus gateway. There simply isn't. Maybe if you're in like gold, you could get a triple Nexus first on this map. I don't know, but this is a seriously economic-based game from the perspective of both players at the start here. And the probe got a very fast scout. He knows what's up. VortiX's Overlord will eventually find him. The spawn locations on this map I don't think play too much of a role. It will be very easy for Stardust to Warp Prism drop the natural expansion or send Phoenix or Oracles there because he can go there straight from his main base. That's really the only thing that comes to mind when I think about it. So we'll have to see just what exactly he is going to do, as we do have that cybernetic score about to finish up. What kind of tech is he going to go for? It's a great Stargate map. Stargate units move fast. This is a big map. You want fast units on big maps. Stardust hasn't even walled off the entrance to his main base. He's so certain that VortiX isn't going to run fast speedlings. He doesn't care. He's going to get out that mothership core very quickly. Just wants to cover up his natural expansion and stay tight. But Stardust moving that mothership core out. Now he's got 2 zealots. Theoretically, this is a good harassment setup. 2 zealots and a stalker when the spawning pool is just finished. He has a queen, now moving down a 2nd queen, of course, to help defend. As he does see these zerglings, and he doesn't really care about those because the stalker can mop them up on the way out. So now it's really just up to Stardust to make a play. It shouldn't be too difficult, I think, for VortiX to defend. Stalker kills 1 zergling, and the other zergling is really low health. Like, it can't do anything. He'll still make sure to kill it with the stalker, though. It is nice because if the stalker was here to fight, that would have made things a lot more difficult. But look at this, right up to 4 gateways. Warp gate, is he chrono boosting that? He has a probe out here. He could place a pylon and just 2-base 4 gate him, which would actually not be bad at all. I actually would really like to see that. But no, he's going to build a robotics facility. So he's instead of choosing to play more standard, or at least potentially more standard, he could still do 4 gateway aggression, which I would still like to see, but oh, VortiX's zerglings, there's a pylon, he needs to bring the zealot, tuck him into sleep, nope. Stardust zealots get surrounded, the mothership core is not here to recall any of these units out, there's no evac as the stalker shows up, and with the support of the mothership core, maybe he can hold this off. Really sad that he lost those 2 Zealots, though. I can't imagine Stardust is happy about that. His Warp Gate's about to finish up. 16 Zerglings in the production tab. VortiX is scared, and he is pumping out tons of links. He's not managed to fully saturate any of his bases. He's just spread out across them all. And Stardust wants to bring in another pylon. He is. 3 Zealots warped in. The Roach Warren is halfway done. He only has access to slow lings. He's just started Zergling speed. Stardust, 2 Stalkers in the back. About to finish up on the edge of the creep. He's even taking the gas in his natural expansion. He's only trying to force a commitment out of his opponent. He fully intends to recall as soon as things get too hairy. More Zealots are being warped in. He does not want the VortiX to make any drones. VortiX is going to try to squeeze a few out. Can he do some damage here? The Spinecrawler will help. There's a time warp. The Zerglings retreating now. If he can get that Spinecrawler, it would be really nice. It's helping so much to kill the Zealots. And he will get the Spinecrawler. Gets one of the Queens. And he will retreat just a little bit, waiting for the next Zealot warp. It's just Zealots versus Zerglings. 7 Roaches are on the way. But Stardust needs to be careful, and I actually like that he's pulling back. He's like, you know what? I actually don't have enough energy for a recall anymore. It would be suicide if I stayed here, because obviously I'm getting ready for a secondary all-in. And this Overlord, VortiX, he's picking up that information, man. He knows what's going on. He sees this, or he sees the sentries being warped in. He sees the mortal pop out. He sees the robotics facility, period. And now the wall is going up at the front of the main base. VortiX has some lings. He has some roaches, but he doesn't have the economy to make another army like this. So he's kind of stuck for a little bit. If Stardust were to push out soon, I think VortiX would be hard-pressed to defend the aggression. Now it's 3 more gateways being added on, so he will be up to a total of 7 warp gates. This is actually still fine for taking a 3rd base. He could still take a 3rd, but he definitely has the option to just go try to kill him. And he's sending out the probe, too. Oh, boy. Oh, he's going to see a lot of Zerglings, and they're going to kill this probe. He shouldn't get the pylon up. This pylon should be canceled. And I think when you see this many units on the map, if you don't think you're going to get a pylon up, you kind of just go back and, okay, maybe you take the 3rd base. VortiX knows there's no 3rd because he has the Zergling there. So he knows all he really needs to do is just not die to this attack. And he's even got the infestation pit on the way, so eventually there will be swarm hosts out on the map to deal with that possibility. I doubt he does anything else with the infestation pit other than swarm hosts. So Warp Prism is out. Stardust wants to end this game, and I feel like he's been delayed just long enough that VortiX has a very reasonable chance of defending this. So I don't know. This is going to be really tough. The Zerglings go for the backstab, but there's a wall off. He has a sentry as well. And this is not going to be easy. The Zerglings walk right into the Immortals. He force fields a few off. Great pickup. Those Zerglings die for nothing. And suddenly I'm a little bit worried because there are 2 Immortals. Hydralisk's about to finish. Hydralisk would be so good right now. All he has are Roaches and Lings. 4 Hydras on the production tab. Here he comes. Infestation Pit's done. Not able to do anything with it yet, though. More Zealots being warped in from the Warp Prism. And he wants to bait out force fields, but I don't know if he's going to get that chance. He could just drop a line of force fields right here and just kill everything off. And there we go, right there. Sealing this army away. The Zerglings come in from behind, drops another line. But this 3rd base is as good as dead. There's absolutely nothing he could do in the face of this earth to save this 3rd base. Maybe if he could force a fight. He's pulling everything in. There's the force fields. He has no problem fighting with this many Zealots and Immortals versus just Roach Ling. And the Hydralisks are adding in the damage, though. Oh, the Hydralisk is actually managing to pick out the shields of the Immortal. Is he going to save this 3rd base? Are you kidding me? Picking off the Roaches at the very least. More Hydras come out, but he's still warping in Zealots. It's so close. I still don't think he can save this 3rd base. There's too much Protoss here. Stardust is even the supply. He still has an Immortal, which is really all he needs to make this push keep working. It's got 14 kills. He's managed to pick off the shields. The Hydra's trying to grab it. The Immortal gets stuck behind the sentry. He does pick it off, and he's actually going to save this 3rd base. He's killed the Mothership Core. He's killed the Warp Prism. There's nothing left here, and I feel like he's going to try to barely grab this base. He needs something for this attack, but is he going to get it? It's so close. He does kill it. And with it, he will lose the rest of his forces. But, wow, VortiX, what is he building? He's getting Hydralisk speed. He has the range upgrade. But can he... What is he going to do? I guess he's take his 3rd base. How many drones did he lose? He did pull the drones, so he lost a whole base of saturation. That's the only saving grace right now for Stardust, is he's technically on even economy. That's, it's like, okay, we're on the same amount of economy. Don't have to worry about... getting hit by any of this other crazy stuff. So, let's see. Zergling is going to come over here. He wants to check for that 3rd base once again. Wants to make sure that he doesn't have to worry about any type of fast... I guess you could say even a follow-up attack you don't want to worry about. So let's see if that becomes an issue for this game. As the Warp Prism is now moving out for Stardust. He's going to try to make something happen here. And... Spire is on the way. So this Warp Prism could do a lot of damage because all of VortiX's units are making their way over towards Stardust's space. Stardust needs to actually retreat into his main. He cannot fight this many Hydralisks, but this Warp Prism is going to do a great job of pulling everything back. He even has a Sentry in here. He can force field the drones away if he wants. He actually locks a few of them in there with the Zealot. The probes, the drones actually kill one of the Sentries, but these drones are kind of stuck. They need a Mineral Walk out of there. Drops the other Zealot on the inside, just trying to pick them off. And just, just a couple Roaches in the Queen is enough to defend. And everything from VortiX comes back home. He's not too scared. Stardust defends his main base quite well, has a pylon, and he will kill that so he can finally leave to go get his third. He's warping in more Stalkers. Is he just going to go for it with this Colossus? He doesn't have Colossus range, which is why I'm feeling antsy. I don't know. This is tough. This is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. He's moving back in with his Warp Prism. 2 Hydralisks trying to get that Warp Prism, but he manages to slip out. There's a lot of Hydras. This is where Colossi become useful. Does he realize he doesn't have Colossus range? I don't know. I feel really worried right now. It actually kills the Warp Prism as well. Those Hydralisks, man, they got that attack speed buff. They've got the built-in stim. They're quite strong because of it. And I'm worried. I don't think Stardust can break him. Even if he had 3 Colossi, the fact that he doesn't have range, the Hydras will be able to get right up in their face. And the Corruptors that are coming out as well won't have to go as far. He won't have to expose himself as much. But I guess he probably knows better than me. Let's see if Stardust can finish this game, because this is the last attack he's going to make. There's no way he can win this game if this attack does not cripple VortiX, because VortiX has a third base. Stardust does not. Main's getting dry. Even the natural is starting to look a little bleak. Colossus range just now beginning. I think he realized it. And he's going to get surrounded here on the creep. I wonder if VortiX clicked on the Colossus. The Corruptors come in, focusing them down. The first Colossus is so low, he will pick it off. And this is such a problem because the Hydras, they don't have to go that far. The Colossi need to sit back, but they can't because another range upgrade. Everything dies. Stardust is dead, man. There's so many Hydras and Roaches here, he can't retreat. He doesn't even have the Mothership Core for a recall. GG, VortiX takes game 1. Great game by VortiX, and really just Stardust. No, man, that build, it was a